English philosopher and physician John Locke said, "Where there is no property, there is no injustice," meaning the private acquisition of land and the individual ownership of property actually has always been tremendously and unbelievably responsible for the creation of chaos, madness, mayhem in modern society alongside injustice, inequality, corruption, partiality, and the list just goes on. And that means whenever we are in possession of individual lands or when we come into ownership of private property, then that obviously creates a whole lot of unnecessary injustice, inequality in the society, primarily for the poor, the weak, and the lower class sections of people that do not have much power, influence about themselves, that they could buy property with their own power and money. And that's why we basically should try to refuse buying individual property or owning private lands as much and as far as we possibly can for the bringing back of the rule of law and the restoration of order and regulation in society. And again, the society basically functions on the rule of law as well as has its own integrity, morality, character, equality, and justice. So a society should be one where there is unconditional and uncircumstantial equality, justice, liberty, and the human rights for each and everyone, no matter their religion, education, background, nationality, class, and so on and so forth. But when there is this private ownership and individual acquisition of land or property, then that obviously unnecessarily and unreasonably creates a lot of conflict, chaos, difficulty, and obviously injustice for the poor and the weaker sections in the society that suffer, obviously because of our own influence, wealth, power, and also because of our arrogance and willingness to occupy and to buy as much land or property as we want because we're arrogant, we're possessive and obsessive over lands and property in one way or another. So this injustice in the world can never end until the private ownership and individual acquisition of land comes to an end by the rule of law as well as by the individual conscience, wisdom, morality, etc. that tells us to be satisfied with what we have and to only want as we need and not desire more than that, because when we crave, we create chaos. So where there is no property,